We have a new project, our Mountainside retreat, and it is just that. This is a beautiful vacation home for a big family, and our client has a great soft contemporary sense of style. She wanted this to be a retreat, to be calming and soothing for their family to enjoy for years to come. We worked with Lloyd Architects on the project and Jackson and Leroy as the builder. We're going to start with the entryway. This entryway layout is unlike any other entry layout we've ever worked with. Often you get a round table moment or you get a chest console moment. In here we got both, and we had the stairs. We also had this big blank wall that could have just ended up like a big slab of drywall if we didn't dress it properly. So we came up with this concept to do a very simple paneling that carried from upstairs, behind the stairs, and into the basement. And then it integrates into this beautiful built-in. This double-sided fireplace really anchors the entire home. You see it immediately upon entering, and then you see it in the great room and kitchen, and the materials on that fireplace carry all the way down into the basement, which we'll take you through in a future episode. When you walk to the other side of the double-sided fireplace, you are then greeted by an expanse of great room. We have living area, kitchen, and dining that open up to each other, and all of those spaces open up to the most incredible views. We have these black windows with really thin panes, and all of the furniture we've kept very calming and neutral. Our client loves a really soft palette, and so our goal was to add as much texture as possible and interest through curved lines on the chairs, boucle textures, different shades of wood tone, from light on the floors, a little bit darker on the ceiling, and then metal accents, as you can see on the bar stools, the kitchen pendants, and into the dining room. One of the most unique moments in the entire home is the great room ceiling. You look up and you see these clerestory windows and a chandelier suspended from the top. We worked with the architects to develop a ceiling detail that really warmed things up. We added this really warm stain, and the beam detail is really interesting how it integrates into the fireplace, and the stone on the fireplace is carried in from what it was used on the exterior of the home. And then we did a cast limestone mantle, really beautiful brick interior, and then that just keeps everything cozy even though all the materials are very light. The layout's really interesting because you have a wall of doors on one side, but then opposite of that, there was an extra space in the living room that wasn't completely part of the living room, but it opened up to it. So we decided to do this extra long and comfortable day bed with a really, you can see it just looks really luxurious on the cushion. And then a tree moment there to just set off the space. We added drapes, and it really gives a softness to this simple color palette. In the kitchen, we have a color palette of a really warm gray, black, and stainless steel. The countertops are one of my favorite features because they're Calcutta and they have this gorgeous warm veining throughout. And that ties in with our backsplash that goes to the ceiling. We did a custom hood detail with these little straps that go all the way up. And one of my favorite moments in the kitchen is this glass front hutch. We had the refrigerator and freezer on one side of the windows, so we decided to create this furniture-like moment with these glass front cabinets, these little drawers with T-poles, a latch, and then it gave us an opportunity to warm up the light gray with some interesting woven textures and wood tones in those glass built-ins. When you're working in contemporary spaces, they're very simple and you've got to bring them to life with the details. And one of my favorite details is incorporating a lamp in this kitchen that adds interest. It still works with the context of the kitchen, but takes everything to the next level. We designed the entire kitchen. We had this great color palette, hardware, materials, these incredible modern stools. But when we installed it, it still felt like there was something missing on the right end of the kitchen. So we came up with this concept to do a modern cutting board wall. We knew we wanted to fill this wall with something that wasn't artwork because to the right of the space, we have this beautiful commissioned art piece with this fluted cabinet. And so it was a unique moment that added dimension and texture and interest, and I love how that last minute detail turned out. Moving into the pantry. This isn't just any pantry. This pantry is incredible. We carried all of the same materials into this space and then styled the shelves, created a blank canvas for our client to add in food and all that extra storage, and it really becomes a butler's pantry of sorts because it has an extra dishwasher, a place to prepare food, and shut it all away behind this beautiful steel door when you're ready to entertain. The dining room probably has one of the best views in the entire home. We have sliding glass doors on each end. We wanted a long table to accommodate lots of guests, and we decided to go with this black stained table and then soften everything with woven textures, curved backs on the chairs. One of my favorite ways to mix and match seating is to think beyond just changing the end chairs and doing double benches along one side. We have this really cool long light fixture that reaches across the table, and we needed to warm the space up. We had so much glass, there wasn't a lot of room for artwork and bringing in interest that way. So we decided to bring in draperies to soften the space and then tie in the ceiling detail in the great room in here by adding in a stained beamed ceiling. That wraps up part 1 of our Mountainside retreat tour. We have more webisodes to come, and we'll be sharing photos on the blog, and there's so much to see in this home. Lots of great details. Soak it in, watch it again, and come back for more.